Greetings to everyone. I am very excited to get my new Marantz AV8805A. While I am waiting for it to arrive, I have decided to make a tour video and introduce you with my setup, show you what equipment do I use and why, how it arranged and connected, and of course I will share my plans about the future updates. Before I start, I want to say that your likes and subscriptions are always welcome. It helps me to develop my channel, and this way you won't miss new exciting videos in the future. I'd like to start with my speakers. I am using speakers made by a Danish company called Jamo. Jamo stands for Jacobsen and Mortensen. This company has been making speakers since 1966. Jamo is a part of Klipsch Audio Technologies Group at this moment, and its production line is moved from Denmark to China. Left, center and right speakers are identical. The model is called Jamo D6 LCR. These are three-way speakers with 89 decibel sensitivity, 80 to 20,000 Hz frequency range and 180 watts of continuous power. I'm quite happy with the location of left and right speakers. They are placed at the ear level and make 50 degrees angle to the main listening position. Now let's talk about the center speaker. Yes, I know that placing it above the TV is not the best option. However, raising the TV higher so I could fit the center speaker below it was not an option. Just because looking up while watching the movie would not be comfortable. Okay, side surrounds are Jamo D6 SUR. They are three-way dipole speakers. I really regret that fact that back in 2004 I didn't pay a little extra for 5 identical speakers. These dipole speakers would be an acceptable option for 5.1 systems, but not for the bigger setups. My philosophy is that when you are uncertain about something, look at the professionals and learn from them. You probably wouldn't find a single surround sound mixing studio which is using dipole speakers. Moving on, these are my rear surrounds. Also Jamo model A102. Two-way speakers with 86 decibel sensitivity, 150 to 20,000 Hz frequency range and 60 watts of continuous power. Few years ago I spotted them at local cash converters for only £20. So I thought that it might be a good opportunity to add 2 more channels to my setup. Yes, they are small, less powerful and different series, but they are located less than a meter from the main listening position, and the brand matches, so for the price I paid for them, I'm more than happy with their performance. And of course, in an ideal world, surround sound systems should have speakers that are identical. Now the subwoofers. I had an option to buy Jamo D6 series subs, which were a little bit smaller and 30% lighter, or pay a bit more and buy D7 series subs, which were THX Ultra 2 certified and had a better frequency range. I decided to get more expensive subs, of course. So Jamo D7 SUB is a closed type 15-inch subwoofer with a frequency response from 20 to 200 Hz. It's able to provide 400 watts of continuous power and weighs 33.6 kilograms or 74 pounds. Some time ago I have modified them a bit. In order to fully utilize features of my Marantz AV7705 processor, I have installed balanced XLR inputs. There is a video on Board Tech channel which explains how I've done it. This is my Samsung 6th series 55-inch LCD TV with 4K resolution. A pretty basic TV which I'm using only as a monitor. This TV has one major disadvantage. The surface of the screen is very glossy, and it reflects everything what's in front of it. Room must be quite dark to eliminate this. I would never buy a TV with glossy screen again. Hopefully I will be able to upgrade it to one of the 65-inch Sony Bravia screens sometime soon. This is my Technics SL-D2 semi-automatic turntable. Basic model which was produced 38 years ago in Japan. I paid £80 for it 5 years ago. I believe you will never find modern turntable in this price range with same build quality and such a good performance. My cartridge choice for this turntable was Ortofon 2M Red plug-and-play version. I really like how the plug-and-play version looks. 2M Red is well-known cartridge with a great performance to price ratio. I am using my old Native Instruments Audio 10 sound card as a phono stage at this moment. But because my turntable is located quite far away from my amplifiers, my plan is to upgrade it for a fully balanced phono stage, such as Project Phono Box RS. Great, and now I will show you my sources. This is the second generation Amazon Fire TV Cube. It is the most frequently used signal source in my setup. It is a very convenient device with a acceptable image and sound quality. The feature that I like the most is that I can turn my whole setup on or off using single remote or even just my voice. Of course, Apple TV 4K would provide a better quality image, but while my TV does not support HDR and Dolby Vision, there is no point for me to upgrade. I use my lovely Marantz UD7007 Blu-ray player to play my physical media. It can play most of the disc formats such as CD, Super Audio CD, DVD video, DVD audio and Blu-ray discs. It's a great player, very well built. It has become a bit old now, but I don't have plans to replace it at this moment. If you want to see what is inside Marantz UD7007, check the teardown video here on this channel. And the last signal source is hiding right here. It is a Dune HD Pro 4K2 media player. I bought it mainly to stream my high-resolution surround sound mixes over my home network. But I liked it so much that now I'm watching movies which I ripped from my Blu-ray discs into my network-attached storage using this media player. The link to the video where I am talking about why I choose this media player will appear in the top right corner. Check it out if you are interested. And now the most important unit in my setup. This is Marantz AV7705 AV surround preamplifier. Few years ago I was choosing between Marantz SR7015 AV receiver and this AV preamplifier. I am glad that I bought the latter one. When you decide to go for separates, it opens a whole lot of different possibilities. You can use any amplifier you like or even go for active speakers. The unit itself will remain healthy for longer as it doesn't have to accommodate processor and the amplifier inside one unit. Also, if a new audio format appears, you will only have to upgrade your surround processor and you can keep using your favorite amplifier. A teardown video of this Marantz AV7705 can also be found here on my channel. I'm very thrilled that I'll be updating my AV7705 to Marantz latest AV8805A surround preamplifier. Click that bell notification button so you don't miss a teardown video of Marantz AV8805A when it comes out. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, my ultimate choice of AV preamplifier would be one of the Trinos altitude processors, but it's a completely different price range which I can't afford at this moment. My speakers are powered by this Marantz MM8077 7-channel amplifier. Basically, MM8077 is a bit modified version of MM8003. The main difference is that MM8003 had 8 channels and a little bit of a different look. Otherwise, it's the same amps. It's a well-engineered amplifier with great specifications, but while filming a teardown video, I was really disappointed with the quality of the assembly. Check that video if you want to see what a mess I found inside. Here in between the AV preamplifier and amplifier lives my Western Digital MyCloud PR4100 40GB network attached storage and APC uninterruptible power supply. All devices except TV, subs and power amp are hooked onto it. Western Digital network attached storage accommodate 4 hard drives inside. It's a quite significant heat source which I had to deal with. Therefore, I bought these air vent grills and made lots of holes inside this poor Ikea Kallax unit to ensure that NAS gets enough of cool and fresh air. To ensure that warm air doesn't get trapped inside, I made another vent hole at the back of the unit. Here you can also see my D-Link 8-port gigabit switch with PoE. I decided to go for this model as it has built-in power supply and its form factor perfectly fitted inside this cupboard. Another advantage is that it always stays cool while operating. Heat inside the cupboard was not the only challenge. I also had to find a solution to keep the noise to a minimum. It appears that Western Digital NAS can get quite noisy, especially while files are being copied into it. To stop noise spreading, I used some foam and adhesive rubber strip, so NAS would not be touching any surface inside the cupboard directly. But this was not all. I went even further by covering every blank area which I could find with the silicone. Surprisingly, it worked out very well. The noise produced by hard drives became dull and less audible. And the last frontier is the door which I reinforced with acoustic foam. Finally, the cable management. It might not look like it, but the process was very time-consuming. It took me 3 working days to finish it. I used this Stage Geek cable trunking, and it looks very neat, but this trunking became packed very quick as soon as I started filling it with cables. It took me a while to come up with a little bit of a drastic solution. I decided to butcher this Ikea Kallax unit even more and hide some cables inside the voids of the Ikea unit. The XLR cables which are connecting preamp and the amplifier I soldered myself. I used Nutri connectors and Van Damme Pro-grade patch cables to make them. Also, I used this Braytech 20mm cable sock to organize cables into the neat bundles. It's a very affordable and efficient solution to keep your cables tidy. I believe I need to explain why the cables are not hidden inside the walls. The reason for that is because we are renting this flat and our tenancy agreement limits us with what we can change inside the flat. So I had to improvise to make cables as less visible as possible. If you can't fix something with a gaffer tape, that means that you are not using enough gaffer tape. Yes, I used lots of it, and I think that the result is quite acceptable. And one last thing that I wanted to mention. You probably spotted that preamp and amplifier are raised above the ground a bit higher than normal. I have done it to increase the air convection around these units, and I used simple ice hockey pucks to raise them. These pucks are only 5 pounds per piece, and they are heavy as they are made of rubber and steel, and they look good. That's it for this video. Now you know why there are so many Marantz teardown videos on this channel. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye!